Well, we are all live on location this morning. We are all in alignment with Anita and Cheryl
And look at
together.
this. We did not plan our matchy-matchy glasses
Nope,
today.
we just
It just did.
threw glasses in the bag and off we came.
And this is not our normal setting, in case you hadn't noticed.
Hmm.
We are live on location, as Anita said. And where are we live on location?
Yay, Shauna says she can see and hear us.
Yay! Good to check right off the bat.
Mhm.
We are at Bluegrass Garden Center, Sod and Nursery.
Mm.
And I have to tell you, it is just so delightful coming in here because the plants and the humidity, and I don't know if you can hear in the background, but we are surrounded by water. We picked the water feature area to set up at this morning for today. So anyway, we are you talk a bit. I'm going to get some cards
and the
going here.
reason we are here on location, well, number one, it's Thanksgiving weekend. And Bluegrass, if you are in Central Alberta, Red Deer area, you need to pop down here because they always have amazing things to decorate your table for Thanksgiving. Yes. They have a boatload. Well, no, what do we call it? A wagon load full of pumpkins. Like, I'm serious. Out in their parking lot is a wagon filled with pumpkins and different
Huge
colors. There's white ones and there's yellow ones and there's orange ones and green ones and so a wagon full. So that's number one reason why we come out here on these special occasions.
Right.
And the number two reason is next weekend, October 19 and 20, we are hosting our live in-person event in Red Deer at the Harvest Center. And Bluegrass Sod is one of our sponsors. And so we are also, after we're done our live, Cheryl and I are going to we get free reign of the place. Kevin just says you fill up a cart, do whatever. So we actually are doing a mock stage setup today. And then Bluegrass transports it to our venue, and then we set it up, and then they come and take it down. And I mean, it's just a beautiful, beautiful relationship. So we are always happy to come out and promote Bluegrass and all of the amazing things that they have here. So what do we got today, Cheryl?
Well, what have we got? The cards were not coming out today, so I want you to pick a pile.
Oh, they're not.
No.
Oh, okay. Well,
Okay,
maybe we weren't supposed to do cards. Sure, top.
And a number, three numbers between 1 and 10.
You pick.
Okay, I'm just going to pick that card randomly, and that card randomly, and that card randomly. And we'll see what comes out of this, because we always take our cue from the Feng Shui Personal Paradise card deck by Tara Catherine Collins. I've got 3 cards here, and, you know, it never fails that whatever cards we pull goes with, because Anita was out shopping already this morning. And that's not why we were late. We were having technical difficulties. Okay, so the cards we got are children's bedroom, art, and family room. So those are the 3 cards today.
Interesting.
So, children's bedroom, art, and family room.
Well, you know, family room. So here is this Thanksgiving
weekend.
And your family is gathering. And quite often there is that room in your home, right? Whether it's your living room or the dining room.
Yep.
And quite often it ends up being the kitchen. You know, just pay attention energetically where people are drawn to come into your home and where they hang out, because that's a cue for you to look energetically at your space and say, okay, well, if everybody's hanging around the island in the kitchen, there's something here that makes them feel safe and comfortable. If nobody's hanging out in the living room and you cleaned it and dusted it and rearranged or whatever, and nobody's hanging out there, then you have to ask yourself why. Right. Energetically, what's going on in that space that people aren't drawn to go there. So this is a great weekend if you have family coming in or you're going to someone else's place.
Right.
Just naturally see where your energy flows and how you go into that particular space. Right?
Perfect.
And of course, you know, family room, again, we can add some art art was a card.
Art was a card, absolutely. And
and
art's important everywhere,
right.
whatever the room is.
So art is a representation of our creativity. And we think about creation. What are you creating? Creativity is so important to take some of that time to create something. And whether it's just, you know, a cute little display on your dining room table or your living room, family room table.
At your front entrance.
On the mantle, front entrance, right? Come into Bluegrass because you know what? They have all kinds of beautiful, and you know what? Mother Nature is the artist.
100%.
You know,
and we benefit.
Oh, I mean, when you look at this beauty, they just got watered this morning, maybe overwatered, people, just saying. This is an angel wing begonia. Isn't it beautiful? Beautiful.
Look at
they
wings.
actually call it polka dot, but I'm going to say it's a polka dot angel wing.
Yeah.
Because look at those wings, right?
Beautiful.
And the back side.
Feel very wet. We're getting sprayed.
Yeah. The back side, right, has that beautiful color. So the color invites you to come in.
Exactly.
And so you know what? You put that in a cute little ceramic pot next
which we didn't
to your
get,
little
but we could
pumpkin.
easily. Yep.
And then you know what? This is another little great.
Water?
Yeah, I'm gonna drip all over the place.
Yep, you are.
Whatever. And they've got these cute
the orange
little
color is gorgeous on that color.
4-inch kalanchoe. So it's either called a kalanchoe or kalanchoe, and it's in the succulent family. And all of these blooms, you know, if you don't overwater it, these blooms will last. They'll last you almost into Christmas.
Yeah.
Right? They'll last 6 to 8 weeks, and then when they're done blooming, you just pinch them off. Then you still have this little greenery. So right there, 1, 2, 3 items that you can come in and grab. Yeah. Okay.
Here.
Yeah, no.
I got jeans on.
I'm good.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So when you're doing things like that and that water, so let's talk
come over
about
here
that.
and say hi, and you do that.
Okay. Well, so when you're setting up your displays at home, and I've done this and forgotten, drip trays.
Oh yeah.
Right. So these are really excellent for protecting your surfaces. And in my opinion, they're mandatory. So whatever size you get for your plant or whatever size plant you get, there is a corresponding tray. This isn't a coincidence that, plant trays are made and plants fit into them. Things are designed around those ways. Here's the other thing. When we were talking about being decorative, now that pot that Anita showed you wasn't fabulous. I grabbed this one. It's a little larger size, but I absolutely love this forest green. And the texture of this pot just drew me in, so I had to go grab it. So if we build something together, we would take the decorative pot, we would put the drip tray inside it, because that's going to protect the pot and it's going to protect your surfaces, whether that is at the front entrance, on your dining room table. This would be a little large for a dining room table, well, depending upon the size of your table, okay? So that is one aspect of it. If Anita passes me that beautiful...
What do you want?
Your gem.
Ooh, that's what you were thinking.
That's what I'm thinking. Let's create a little vignette on things that she randomly grabbed, I randomly grabbed. So we're going to put this.
Okay, but first we got to show you what this is.
Talk about it.
This is called a staghorn fern, and it has velvety leaves.
Just like the horns of a stag.
And it is so easy to care for. Yeah. I mean,
this is gorgeous.
It's so easy to care for. It has great texture. It has great movement. You know, even though the horns, you know, they're a little bit rounded. I mean, this is a beautiful, fun, creative, right? So again, when we look at the cards that came out today,
yep,
children's bedrooms.
We're talking creativity,
right?
Children and creativity.
Yeah. Children are living in the moment. They're being creative. So I think this is all about creative energy.
I think this is all about creative. Yeah. That's what we're going to be creating too when we're done this. So if you were to take this staghorn in this moss green pot, okay, do you see that little water fountain?
Oh, yes.
Tabletop water fountain that I saw as soon as we got in here.
Yep.
Look at this combination.
Ooh, stick that over. Ooh, nice. Right? Little corner.
If I hold this and you grab the pumpkin.
Okay, there's our little living room vignette.
There's your little vignette.
Ooh.
3 items.
1, 2, 3.
Doesn't take much. Or if we swap out the pumpkin,
4.
you wanted to grab.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay.
Well, again, when, the first thing that caught my attention when I walked in here were these beautiful little hand-carved wooden mushrooms, handcrafted in Java Island.
Okay, this is getting heavy. So,
Oh, yeah.
walk, 'cause-
Anyways, isn't that cute?
isn't that cute?
Yeah.
So
Or you could
very
even stick
easily,
that
or you
in
could,
there.
that's what I was
Ooh.
gonna say. I like it in the pot.
Okay.
Anyway, okay, you gotta take that water
Yeah,
fountain and
I
I gotta
will.
put this down.
That's heavy.
Yeah, it's heavy.
You get the idea, right?
You get
Yeah.
the idea.
Okay.
So it doesn't take much. It really doesn't take much to dress up a space,
And shift
get your
the
creativity going, shift the energy is right. And in all of that, your energy shifts and doing something fun. We talk about it all the time when we do home consultations. Shop at home.
Mm-hmm.
That's your first step. And then you could think, oh man, that moss green pot, that would be the finishing piece.
Yeah.
Right? To come out and grab. Maybe you already have a plant, but it just needs to be. So to me, that pot, this moss green pot looks way better than, might as well pull the plant out.
Mm-hmm.
Because we see this often, that black pot.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah. And I just also want to say that the staghorn fern, if you're not familiar with them, they're also called an epiphyte. You can actually take this out of doesn't necessarily need to be in the soil. The soil is only there to support it standing up. But you could actually take it out. You can put it in a moss ball and you can wrap it on a piece of driftwood or something and have it hanging
looks beautiful.
on your wall, because what an epiphyte means is that it gets its nutrition from the air. Okay? And it feeds off the nutrition coming in from the moss as well. So really, really cool. But yeah, we want to talk about other things here because, again, it all ties into the cards of that
day.
art.
Yes.
Right? We're all artists of our own life, reminding us to be like the children, to be in the moment.
You want to talk about fun.
And that's what, is creating those family relationships.
Look at this.
That is fun.
This is fun.
Mm-hmm.
And again, you could do that with something you have at home.
Mm-hmm.
You could pick it up because if you're like me, it's just as much fun to just go grab something.
Oh.
Yeah. Totally affordable.
Mm-hmm.
And cute. Just, some grass in there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If you're harvesting your garden still, filling this, can you imagine the aroma if I filled this with rosemary and sage from my garden?
Ooh, yes. Yes.
Right?
And
I didn't even need the turkey roasting.
Well, and instead of putting rocks in the bottom, you could again put some like moss in there, right?
Yeah.
That would be lovely.
So that's an option too. We caught that attention.
Mm-hmm.
Because we were late coming on, we do have to stick to our timeline today. So we got 7 minutes left. You brought these over.
Yeah.
Now this is interesting, and Anita was, of course, in her wisdom, which she is very wise, teaching me some stuff this morning. And this is something she found and spotted again as soon as she walked into the garden center.
Yeah.
And what is it?
Well,
tell us about this.
You know what? It's a little kit all here together. You can grow your own mushrooms, and they have all kinds of different ones. I just picked this one, chestnut mushrooms, right? So how cool would that be to grow your own mushrooms? And I mean, mushrooms have such a high source of antioxidant, and just each one has its own little quality. Cheryl and I, in our coffee, we have
reishi mushrooms.
Yeah, we have reishi mushroom that we've been drinking for years and years. That help, so every mushroom has a different quality, and you can research that or whatever. But mushrooms are really getting to have more recognition for the superfood that they are.
Their health benefits.
Okay. And we've kind of shied away from mushrooms a little bit. I know as a kid, when we'd go in the forest and whatever, don't touch the mushrooms.
Oh, see, and my mom knew which mushrooms we could pick. We would go picking mushrooms.
My uncle did. But anyways, so my brother lives out by Rocky Mountain House, and I spotted this, and it says chaga coffee. Well, he picks the chaga mushroom off the tree, and I'm sure you've seen them. And
you just may not know what they look like.
yeah, and they're just like growing on the tree, and he picks those and he stews or brews them, and he makes chaga tea, good for blood pressure and blah blah blah, all kinds of things. So, but here again, you might not have access to that. Come into Bluegrass, and you can have chaga coffee.
Exactly.
Oh, how cool is that?
And we're going to put a link down below. Not right now. It'll be later today after we get the stage set up, and introduce you to, if you haven't had mushroom coffee. We've been drinking it 10 years, 15 years.
Oh yeah, and it's really not mushroom coffee, so it's real coffee that's infused with the reishi mushroom.
Okay.
So that's it's not mushroom coffee.
Okay. I call it mushroom coffee. All right.
Okay.
We're also into, I want to talk about this. So Bluegrass started, and its roots are still to this day a sod farm. And in the fall, you go on and grab your seeds too.
Oh, yes.
The gardening isn't done. And some things that you may want to fit into your schedule, or you could do it this weekend, and it's a great activity to get the kids outdoors in. So if you're doing any re-landscaping, sodding in the fall, perfect time to sod because the temperatures are cooler. The roots have all winter to get established. And I have to tell you, I worked out here for a little bit, and even with my background and stuff, I had never used a tool like this.
Oh,
and this is a sod cutter.
Love it.
If you're going to do any work with a sod, save yourself a whole lot of stress. And for $10, pick up one of these puppies because, man, they are like magic. They're magic when it comes to working with sod.
Well, and it may not even be that you're putting new sod in, but maybe
it could
that
be you're edging a new space. Exactly.
You're getting ready.
Yep. Prepping.
Or maybe you're, trimming out your garden edging or whatever. Great tool.
Exactly.
And yeah, so there's a lot you can do this time of year for fall planting. Now, we've all, heard about planting bulbs in the fall, like your tulip bulbs, your daffodils, all those spring flowers.
Exactly.
Those bulbs you plant in the fall. Well, but guess what? This is a bulb.
Multi-bulbs, actually.
Garlic. And again, my brothers all are amazing gardeners, and they were all just gardening. They were on a group family thread the other day, all talking about planting garlic and who had some extra. One of my brothers has Black Russian something. Yeah. They got scapes. I mean, they get, so if you want garlic, you're out in Rocky Mountain House. My brothers have garlic.
Well, but the point that what I want to talk about here, so as you buy a garlic bulb, each one of these has a clove. When you were to buy, you wouldn't plant the entire thing as a whole. You actually break them apart and plant them individually. So this is more than one plant in this garlic bulb. Mine are in the ground already. And I have a 2-year cycle. I keep rotating them. I bought garlic seed 24 years ago. That was the last time I bought it.
Nice.
Because I let them go to seed, some of them.
That's
the next. That's the scape, goes to seed. That gets planted. And I've got a 2-year rotational cycle at my house. Anyway.
Yeah. Okay, and then the other thing that you can plant right now in the fall are your root seeds. Excuse me, so carrots, right? You know what? You took out all the potatoes and you rototilled your garden anyways. So
why not?
What does it take right now to make a row and plant your carrots, plant your beets, plant some of those seeds right now so that in the spring...
That frees your time up.
Boom. They're going to,
and when the ground,
right up.
the moisture. So here's another thing, sunflowers. So those of you who see the fields of sunflowers or that have commented about my yard and the sunflowers, the birds plant my sunflower seeds and they plant them all winter long. It's the freezing and the thawing that helps with the germination of the seed. So if you want your sunflowers to come up earlier in the spring, plant them in the fall.
Yeah.
Same with your peas. So those cold weather crops. Right about the time now, because the ground is cold, things are not going to germinate. They're just going to sit there and get nestled in for the winter, water them in well, and let Mother Nature do the rest of the work for you. Okay, so what kind? We're at the top of the hour. You got a 5 and a 2 is 7 and 8 is 50. That's a 6. Is that what you get out of that?
Well, I'll have a look. And I just want to say over here, Melanie is asking, Should items always be grouped in three? Well, I would say in odd numbers.
Odd numbers.
Right?
Yeah.
Odd numbers when you're doing some kind of a table
Tablescape, yeah.
arrangement or a little vignette.
It just feels, and here's the thing, Melody, you know when it feels right. Use your intuition. Add that one other thing, stand back. How does it feel? And you'll get so good at it. It doesn't matter what any designer tells you, because your intuition is going to tell you when it feels balanced and it feels right. Do you get 6 out of that?
I do.
So going back to our double digitology, the 6. The energy is quite interesting, isn't it?
Ooh.
In the past, the energy of the 6 has only been about material possessions. And yes, it is still important to pay attention to those material things that you have in your world. However, now the 6 carries a much greater message. The 6 itself is about releasing your worry about material possessions, or releasing your worry about the effectiveness of your money or anything related to your material world. The 6 is also about being pregnant with new ideas that are bursting to be born. Didn't we get family room and children's room today?
Yeah.
Talk about tying it all
bursting
together.
With ideas. Kids, right?
Absolutely.
There you go.
And of course, you can grab your own copy of that and read more on it from Marilyn Harper and Joy Roby. We want to take a moment here to just thank you. This is Canadian Thanksgiving weekend. And Anita and I have been doing this for over 3 years. We're coming to you live every Friday. Different places, different times, different spaces, different ideas, different card combinations.
Yep.
And we love doing this. And we love the interaction with you and your comments. And everybody's learning and sharing. Thank you from both of us and our hearts and our families. I even wore a heart necklace today.
You did. Wow.
To thank all of you, our viewers, and our sponsors for this event coming up next weekend.